With a light this bright, there's no more being afraid of the dark. Daylight savings time is now over, but Sofirn sent me a free SP33 version 3 rechargeable flashlight to light up the forest and make a review video on. In the box you have the light, a USB-C charging cable, battery adapter sleeve, lanyard, 2 extra battery cap O-rings, and instructions. The LED emitter on this light is one Cree 3V XHP 50.2 with a lifespan of 50,000 hours. It has an orange peel reflector and a toughened mineral glass lens. There are some cooling fins on the head to help dissipate heat. The body is made with anodized aluminum and consists of the head, battery holder section, and a tail cap. This is what I would consider a high-powered flashlight, and I actually have a small collection of lights somewhat similar to this. However, I don't have one in this size range. To give you an idea of what a high-powered flashlight is, I have a cheap Duracell LED flashlight with brand new AAA batteries at the highest setting. This is an average small flashlight you might find at your local Walmart. My camera is in manual, and here's what the SP33 on turbo mode looks like. To give you an idea of how bright this light really is, I got the TW here with the low beam on, and here's the high beam with the auxiliary lights. Not too bad. And if I turn that off, here's turbo mode. All right, one more time, TW high beam and Sofirn. That is crazy. I have this Immelent DX80, which has an insane 32,000 lumen max output, but its huge size makes it very impractical to actually bring with me most of the time. But this Sofirn light has only a 3,500 lumen max output, but it's still plenty bright and much easier to throw in a bag without taking up much space. It fits great in the hand, and it's actually close to the size of a motorcycle grip. With the battery, it weighs about 228 grams, which is a little less than my iPhone. Before you can use it, you will need to unscrew the tail cap to remove the isolation disc on the battery end. This just keeps it from turning on during transport. It comes with one massive 26650 rechargeable 5500 mAh lithium-ion battery, but you can also use 21700 and 18650 lithium batteries as well when you use the included battery adapter, but I would rather just use the bigger battery that it comes with. I did try it with an 18650 battery I had laying around just to confirm it works, and it does. Runtime would be greatly decreased though. However, replaceable batteries are super nice in case it goes bad over time or you just want to bring extras. Also, there are no markings for this, but the positive side of the battery goes towards the LED. Charging is simple with a USB-C cable plugged into most any USB power port that supports 5 volts, 2 amps, so you can charge it at home, on your motorcycle, in a car, or with a power bank. The charging port is located under this rubber waterproofing cover. I just like to spin it out of the way when I plug it in. The light on the button will blink red when charging and turn blue when done. It'll take about 4.5 hours to fully charge a completely depleted battery, but you can actually use the light while charging for emergencies, but it will take longer to charge. When powering on, the button light will give you a battery level indication for 5 seconds and then turn off. Solid blue means battery level is good, solid red means level is poor, and flashing red means critical. Not a super detailed representation of how much battery is left compared to some of my other lights, but it does keep it simple. I also found it still runs for quite a while on solid red, but once it gets to critical, you're pretty much done. Hopefully you're not stuck in a cave. The light will also just turn off once the battery is low enough so it's not damaged. This light has a lockout feature to prevent it from accidentally turning on in your bag. To lock it, quickly press the button 4 times and it flashes twice. From then on, when you push the button, it'll flash twice again, telling you it's in lockout mode. In lockout mode, if you hold the button down, you can momentarily use the 1 lumen moonlight mode in case you need to see something quickly but don't want to unlock it. To unlock it, quickly press 4 times again. You do have to do it pretty quickly for it to work, and it may need a little getting used to, but I do like this lockout better than some of the other ones that use a long press because because I have had those turn on in my pocket before. The button is pretty flush with the body and sticks out just slightly, so it could be turned on when sandwiched against a flat surface. Not sure why more of these flashlight manufacturers don't recess the buttons into the body more to prevent accidental turn on. Once the light is not in lockout mode, press once to turn it on or off. By default, it should be in fade mode. If you press and hold the button, it will fade to either highest or lowest brightness and stop until you let it go and hold it down again, then it fades to the other end. Also, at any point, if you let it go and then hold it down again, it goes the opposite way. Once you get to the brightness you want, just let go and it will also save that brightness when you turn it off. When it's off, if you hold down the button, it'll go to the lowest brightness, which is 1 lumen. This is actually really nice in case you need to find something in the middle of the night but don't want to be blinded in case you left it on the high setting. From here, it won't keep this as your save setting if you press to turn it off unless you start fading to a different brightness. From either on or off, a double click will get you right to turbo mode, which is the max output at 3500 lumens. From here, a single click will get you back to your save setting or off depending on what you had before. You can also fade to a different brightness directly from turbo as well. At any point, a triple click of the button will give you strobe mode and click once to go back. When the light is on, 4 clicks will change it from fade mode to stepped mode. Holding the button down in this mode will cycle the light through a set low, medium, and high brightness. Let go when you get to the one you want. In this mode, turbo and moonlight will have to be accessed separately through the double click or the long press while off. I personally like the fading mode, but it's neat how you can customize it the way you want. As far as runtime goes, using the included 26650 battery, moonlight is 1 lumen and can last for 31 days on a full charge. That's crazy, 31 days of light, perfect if you get lost in a cave. Low is 150 lumens rated at 26 hours 36 minutes. Medium is 450 lumens rated at 9 hours and 21 minutes. High is 1600 lumens rated at 2 hours 21 minutes. Turbo is 3500 lumens rated at 1 hour and 53 minutes. Just as a quick lumen accuracy test, this is the Emerald DX80 at 1500 lumens. Then this is the Sofirn SP33 and it's 1600 lumens. It does get pretty toasty in turbo and high modes. The head gets a little too hot to hold after a while, but the hand grip just stayed warm. Actually feels really nice when it's cold out. This light has a built-in temp controller that automatically reduces brightness if it gets too hot. To test if these ratings are accurate, I timed how long it lasted on high with a full charge. During this test, you can see the temp regulation at work over time as it brings down the brightness slightly, then back up to keep it from overheating. After about an hour, it seems to settle on a slightly lower brightness, then slowly fades out for the last 25 minutes until shutoff voltage is reached. In total, it lasted about 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is slightly better than the stated 2 hours and 21 minutes, but the extra time might be from the temp regulation at room temperature. You probably won't have this issue in colder environments. The run times for this light are quite impressive. After testing a lot of high-powered flashlights, I find it's basically a trade-off somewhere between battery runtime, size, and max brightness. This light seems to be a good mix between all of those. The beam pattern has a hot spot in the middle that quickly fades to a larger, dimmer ring around the outside. As far as durability goes, it has an impact resistance of 1 meter, so I tested that out a few times and I didn't have any issues with it. It also has a waterproof rating of IPX8 up to 2 meters underwater, but for this to work you need to have the 2 O-rings on the battery tube intact and the USB port rubber plug installed. I didn't have any issues with the light after submerging it, but later on when removing the plug, I did see a little water collecting around the sides of the plug, but it didn't seem to have made its way into the port. I'm not going to be using this thing underwater much, but it's good to know it's waterproof in case you get caught in the rain. One thing I found a bit annoying on this light is that the battery moves around slightly in the battery tube, making a rattle noise all the time when you set it down or any kind of jolt to the light. However, it didn't cause any issues with it flickering on or off like I've seen with some cheap flashlights. To fix the rattly noise, I just put some strips of gaffer's tape around each end of the battery until it fits snugly. If you were to get get the battery stuck in the tube by doing this, you can always just remove the head and push it through the other side. Another really small nitpicking thing is that the 4 dots on the ring around the button are not straight, which may just be the one I got, and it's not a big deal unless you're OCD. It's not the brightest flashlight of its size, but it's still bright enough, and the battery life is great. I love the way you control it, and it doesn't take long before you can use it without thinking about it. At the making of this video, you can find it on Amazon for under 50 bucks, or on the Sofirn website and eBay for about 35. But with the cheaper price, you will have to wait a bit longer because it's coming directly from China. I'll leave all the links in the description below, and of course, like all my product reviews, if I ever have any issues with something, I'll leave a pinned comment explaining what happened and when. This will be a great addition to my flashlight collection and should be perfect to bring with me on some moto camping trips and nighttime adventures. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.